Now we will get into our three primary areas. And the first primary area we talk about in more details is personal, social, and emotional development. This area actually is a very complex area. We will go through the aspects in more details soon. And what we just, as educators, we remember that we are going to help children to develop personally, socially, and emotionally. These processes do not necessarily happen by themselves. We really have to think in a way that we are there for children to help them. So the first aspect we look at is making relationships. Through establishing relationship with adults, with the peers, with the environment, children learn about the world around and also about their place in the world. This is through so-called reflection process that the child will understand what is the right way to be and what am I, what my actually value is when the child will experience the reflection on his behavior. So it's very important to build a very healthy and positive and balanced relationship with the child from the very birth. Children learn, of course, how their needs, how their desires are met, and they learn to respond to this. And ultimately, children learn about ways of communicating. So making relationships and teaching a child to be in a relationship is a very important aspect of social, emotional, personal development. Of course, here we rely on on adults in the relationship with the child. We rely in a way that adults should be considered as, or environment, anybody in the environment around the child should be considered as a role model who will model and who will show them how to connect and how to get on with others and how to understand why people behave in certain ways and how to respond in various situations. So the concept of role modeling is very important. And again, like I emphasize, we should not underestimate the abilities of children. Even though they are babies at their infant age, they still absorb the models they experience. So it is very important to build healthy and balanced relationship from the very start. The second aspect of personal, social, and emotional development has to do with the self-confidence and self-awareness of a child. Of course, we think that way, that when children feel good about themselves, when they understand their place in the environment and the community, it sets them up for healthy attitudes and relationships. So it is very important to teach these skills for a child. You have probably, I just give you an example, you have probably heard of a child who would be saying, oh no, I'm not good at this. Oh no, I'm not capable to do this. It is natural to doubt, children will doubt for many different reasons, but how to build their self-confidence and how to build their self-awareness and the sense of self-value and self-worth, this is very much about us adults being around the child. Right. I could say probably that this is one of the most difficult skills, but this is also having far-reaching consequences on child's learning and also success in learning and the child's achievements in learning. Because if the child is ready and if the child is confident to try and if the child has positive attitudes towards learning, he is more capable to perform better in the future. And if the child develops low self-esteem, low self-confidence, he is more likely to be reluctant in engaging in learning. So that will hold him back in his development. So it is really very important to look at this aspect and learn the tools and the skills how to help children in developing these abilities. Just to get still into more details, we could talk actually about the components of self-confidence. So these three components are self-belief and self-value and self-reflection. This is how, this is the process through which children go in order to build their self-confidence. So self-belief is about the extent to which the child really believes in his abilities. So the child will dare do certain things. The child will not hesitate. Yeah, the child will try. The child will have courage to engage into activities. Another component is self-value. So the child should understand that he is valuable as he is. He is an individual, he is unique, and the environment is there to help him. So the child should understand that he is an equal partner in the family, in the community. This is what we mean by self-value. And of course, through engaging into interaction process with the environment, the child will get signals. The child will get responses on his action and his behavior. So this is how he will reflect on himself. So let's have an example. If the child is crying and nobody attends to that crying, that is one type of message or signal to the child. But if the child is cuddled and hugged, that is another type of response from the environment. And through this response, the child will actually learn his place and learn his, in the end, his value in the community or the environment. The third aspect under the personal, social, emotional development we will talk about is managing feelings and behavior. This is also one of the most challenging areas, or one of the most challenging processes that the child and the adult is engaged. Why do we actually want children to learn to manage their behavior? Of course, because there are certain social norms which are accepted and certain ways that people act in the community. So we want to teach these things to young children. And again, I encourage you to think that we should not wait for a certain time to come when we start teaching the skill. This is something that we teach from the very first day through our response to the child, through providing a model to a child. What we target, of course, we want the children to learn, to recognize, understand, talk about their feelings and emotions. We want them to learn to control and manage their feelings and behavior. Ultimately, children will learn what is right and what is wrong. This is a very tricky part. So maybe I look at the application side now, and I give you as an example one tool that you could use actually in helping the child to learn to self-regulate and helping the child to develop expected behavior. So this approach to model the behavior or to model the response contains 4 stages and 4 steps. And in the first place, we adults around, we have to recognize a certain emotion, and we have to ensure, we have to make child understand that yes, we recognize this emotion and we actually know why the child is feeling a certain way. And the next step, the adult would name the emotion, give a word for the emotion, describing the emotion, and then the adult would provide some comfort, encouraging a child that everything is fine and everything is okay, and emotions are like clouds in the sky. They come and go, and we will always have different emotions and different feelings dependent on the situation. So it's important to talk to the child, of course, in an age-related way. And then what we do next is we adults and we, as a broader environment, we model solutions how to actually deal with a certain emotion. I can give you an example. Let's say the child fell down and cries. So what we adults would be doing, we would say that, yes, I know it hurts. I see you are upset, and I see you are crying. So recognize and describe the state of emotion. Next, of course, as it says, provide some comfort. But next, suggest the solutions. And children are not ready to think about different options. This is about us adults who work with children. We are there to help them, to provide them different solutions and different thinkings. So you could say that, yes, it's fine, just get up and we will take care of your scratch or of your wound. Or you could just say that, yes, it's not so bad, just go ahead. You can encourage your child, or you provide certain like alternatives how to get out of the situation. So this is how you model basically you model how to manage certain situations involving feelings or emotions.